Welcome back to the channel. Today we're in the hot rod shop. We're gonna walk around and look at the various 8 or so different projects we have going for shop update number 15. Roll with it. This is Rod's 1947 Buick. We did a full video on this. This was a build we completed last year. Every weekend during the summer, they were sending me pictures at different car shows. So it's back for some real basic maintenance, honestly, a little bit of dial in, but it never left them stranded. They did all the events they wanted to do and had a blast. So a real good report back from them. And it's really fun to see a car like this that we spent so much time on and was such a big project and challenging for the whole team to work on, and kind of just enjoy it as it drove into the shop and get to revisit it and dial it in a little bit and send them back out for the summer again. This is a really great car. If you haven't seen that full build breakdown video, I would highly recommend it. We've got some really cool shots of it with Mount Rainier, which is a local mountain to us, up on a hill. It was just, yeah, it was great. Perfect scene for this. A little bit of drive-in stuff, I mean, all that. We've also got Mike's 67 Firebird. So this is a full LS 5-speed swap, a bunch of QA1 suspension, exhaust. It just came back from tuning. I think it was about 460 wheel horse. It ended up working out really good. This engine was built by a company in Spokane, which is pretty close to us. Mike sourced the engine, but Hot Rod Company, a little shout out to them. So far, so good with the engine. And then the TKX 5-speed, which we've used a bunch of those and had great luck with it. The car's pretty much to a point now where it's time to start to get it going down the road and shake it down. I've been kind of thinking in the back of my head we should make a more extensive video of what that shakedown process looks like, or kind of make some posts around it. So if that's something interesting to you, go ahead and comment. Let me know if you want to see what that looks like, because I think it's something that's, and I've talked about this before, that's often overlooked in the build process. Is once you get to this point, it's tuned, it's done, but it's really not done. And I don't care who you are as a builder, there is a shakedown period and miles just have to be put on the car. That would be kind of fun to go through. But we've also got Travis's 67 Chevelle. This is the supercharged LS7, really nasty car. I haven't really been making a ton of progress on it right now, to be honest, for just various reasons. We're gonna be painting the whole car now and doing a color change. We're extending the rockers. Travis has been playing around with, and he actually drew up pretty well chin spoiler kind of idea that he wants. He's been playing with, him and his buddy have been playing with AI, so that's been kind of fun to see how chat can extend the rockers and do whatever they want. And so it's kind of a tool that it's worth experimenting with for the visual aspect of it. But yeah, so this is a great car. Travis is super cool. It's a whole lot of fun to work with him, so I'm excited to kind of getting this thing back in the rotation a little bit. We also moved a bunch of stuff around in the shop, so it's kind of feeling a little bit fresh. We hired another guy, Rocky. He's super fresh in the industry. He's a younger guy that we're going to teach and doing a lot of body work, but he's been great so far. So this required us to move some things around because our new shop still isn't ready. Long story short, there was some engineering issues that pushed the whole project back. It seems to be rolling forward now too, so I hope to make a video about it very soon. But anyways, we got a shipping container, moved a bunch of shelving around. We don't even go in this room typically on the videos because it just kind of sucked, but it's looking a lot better. So we're gonna kind of use this as a little bit of a clean room. We put up some new lights on the ceiling, got rid of all like the pallet racking, all that went in the container. One of Rocky's first projects was to build some racks for our gunny wheels. We've got some more carts coming for holding hoods and body panels, a new toolbox for all the electrical stuff. So anyways, this has just been a nice, for the last 11, 12 years that I've been working here, this area has been dim and just full of parts and feeling unorganized. So this is a great spot to have Mike's Corvette. While we do a couple little things to it, we're changing the mirrors. We got our pull style door handles on here. We took a different aftermarket door handle off. These bolted right on, and they've just, this is really refreshing to take a finished car like this, roll it in the shop as if we don't even know anything about it, take the door handles off, put our pull style handles on, and have them work this well. So it's really awesome. Even with all the testing that we've done on these handles, it's great to see how well that came together. Definitely gonna be doing a full video on this car. This car was built here, finished here, probably 7 years ago now. Art Morrison chassis, LS, bunch of custom engine bay parts, McFarlane leather upholstery, just beautiful. So this thing deserves a full video, and we will definitely be doing that. Probably one of the best driving cars that we've ever done too. It really sticks in my memory about how much fun this thing is to drive. Everything's really cool. And today we got Mike's 36 Ford off of the frame table. So it's kind of, well, it's not sitting on its feet right now, but basically is, so we can go through and do a bunch more mock-up stuff and so on. But We're doing a full build series on that car, so you'll have to check out that other video to kind of really get in depth on that. But with taking that off, the shop just feels totally different because we get our big table back, kind of little details, but it's always good to move things around like that, and just it makes the shop feel a little fresh, a little more fluid and moving. We've been doing lots of stuff, like I said, with that other room that we just kind of renovated a little bit, doing all kinds of different things like that to just help prepare us for the shop move. So hopefully the shop move, it's going to be chaos, but hopefully it's going to be a little bit more like picking it up with a forklift, moving things and putting them in their place versus dumping them out in a garbage bag kind of. And yeah, anyways, it's all kind of stuff going on in the background as we prepare for that. Shane's 77 Ford truck, bodywork just about ready for primer. It has been a long road to get it to this point. Just when you think that you're going to be working through something a little bit quicker, you find that every panel has got a repair on it, a little bit of damage to it, etc. I mean, this whole thing has basically been skim coated with filler. So getting really close. All the loose panels are in primer and really working towards paint well. So it'll be good to see this cab get caught up to the rest of it. Yeah, we're pushing hard to get this thing painted. The body guys, Connor and Rocky, have been really going hard. So this will be good. This is a really cool project. I'm curious if you guys have a thought on this, or anybody watching would appreciate this. This piece of trim is really hard to find. We got an aftermarket one that's just less than desirable for what we're trying to do with this truck. So we're thinking of machining these parts. If you know somebody or you think there would be a demand for it or you would appreciate that, let us know. We might do a small run of maybe 10 or so of them and see how they go. I know there's a decent amount of these trucks getting put together right now, and we could not find these anywhere. The ones we did find were just not great for how far we're taking this truck. All that trim is gonna get chrome plated on this truck to match the grille. It's gonna be really stunning to see it. So we just want to do something nice. The roof on this thing was one of the bigger challenges. It was oil can all over the place. It looked like somebody had jumped up and down on it. It was bad. Basketballs bouncing off of it for 10 years and getting stashed somewhere behind somebody's house with lumber on it. Who knows? But it's such a big panel, and you can't buy it for the crew cab because there's, you know, those parts that were specific to a crew cab are really not available. All the other stuff around these trucks is because they literally from the factory took a torch, it looks like, and cut the floor right here, added this entire section, and actually this might be kind of interesting for you to see, and then put this center section in, front door, cut it, and made it into a rear door, and so on. So a lot of the parts are interchangeable with a standard cab, but things like the roof are not. Cody spent a bunch of time trying to get that roof straightened around, you know, brought back to life and solid. Somebody had put a light in it and welded it to the inner structure and so on. Been a real challenge, but it's moving along. So we've been making good, steady progress on it. The body guys have been doing a good job, and we'll keep that rolling. But you can kind of see, so this part right here, you can see this cut in the floor. That's factory, all the way side to side. And then in the back, move this core support, you can basically see the opposite of it. We actually had to replace this part. We went and cut it out of another cab and grafted it in. But this entire center section is what makes it a crew cab. And then from here back, it's just the back end of a standard cab. So really interesting how they did it, you know, back in the day. They're trying to keep costs in check. Maybe they're experimenting with crew cabs at the time, probably a little bit still, testing the waters. Now, obviously, this is what everybody gets, basically. I mean, this is probably a little bit more of like an extended cab, maybe. I don't know, it's pretty big, but yeah, interesting to see. From the factory, they also, thing that amazed me, they have a body mount in the back, and they don't have any body mount through the center all the way to the front. So we actually added a stanchion and a body mount in the middle, because I just can't imagine that going down the road, how hard that is on the roof, it's gonna flex. So we put a little more support right there. Hopefully keep things squared up good. Really cool two-tone paint job. Turbo Cummins, great truck for an awesome local customer. Shane and Tanya are great. All these cars that we have in the shop are such great people. We're very fortunate to be surrounded by all these people and a good team to work on them. So it's a good start to the year. So an easy way to support this shop and what we're doing on this channel is to buy merch. If you go on our website, we've got a Bronco specific shirt, we've got a Blazer specific shirt, we've got our standard stuff and quarter zips, all that stuff, a really cool hat, and so on. So check it out, order one. Okay, let's go into this dungeon. The paint booth is, don't judge it. It's looking really dirty. It's kind of like we've been doing so much, it's more storage right now. But anyways, I want to show you these one parts. We called Doug in out of retirement. He came in to help us. So this Peterbilt project that you guys have been seeing over the last year, I think, for Dave. Dave's awesome, so he gets kind of a way in for us to work on a Peterbilt. These brackets that Derek machined, we had Sen cut them, we bent them, Derek machined them, guys put them together, and now they're all masked off, and this all goes red, which is like an accent color on the truck. But yeah, we'll definitely have to, I don't know, maybe we'll make a video about that truck or something at one point. I'm sure Dave would be excited about that too, and show you guys all the stuff, because it's really, there's a lot of machine stuff, so it'd be a great way for you guys to see a little bit more about what we do on the machining side and how that can look. But I'm not saying we're doing another Peterbilt. That's not what I'm saying. If you have something related to cars, Dave gets the Peterbilt stuff. And speaking of Dave, we've got Dave's Corvette. So it's been kind of shouldered a little bit as we push to get his Peterbilt deadline done, but stuff's been happening, so it's good. Cody's been working on doing a bunch of fiberglass work on the firewall, so a lot of that stuff's kind of roughed in right now. Basically smoothing out that entire section of the firewall. Just give us a nice flat spot to mount the inner fenders that we're gonna build that'll cover like the brake booster and all that. If you've seen in other videos, we've got a really trick brake booster set up on this with the eye booster that hides it all under the inner fender, and that's coming along really good. Yeah, other than that, we got some 3D scans done on the side of this car that Derek's been playing around with. We also did, it's gonna have like a custom hood scoop that you can see on the rendering. Renderings go a long ways, but until we see it in person and have the proportions and everything, fit it to the car, make sure we have clearance under the hood, etc., there's no way to really know where to go from there. But anyways, we did something kind of different on this, and I'll pull it out real quick. Derek took the three-dimensional profile and basically flattened it, and then we had Sen cut it out of sheet metal, and then we're gonna basically just tack together kind of primitively a model of what's gonna be done. But you know, this is like a hood scoop portion of it. It's all flat. There's two pieces here, but what we're gonna do is bend that center down, and then we've got another piece that will go inside here and tie all that together, and that'll take from the hood flat to adding a little scoop to it, and then eventually a vent. Just a good visual representation that we can use. Inexpensive to have them cut this out, and having the 3D model in the computer already, Derek can take this, flatten it, and do this. So kind of a cool trick, and kind of a different way to do it other than like 3D printing, which we would often do for prototyping stuff. You'll poke your eye out. Jesus. Lasers. If you haven't seen this exhaust, this thing is so cool how these vibrant mufflers work. I think like a C5 Corvette uses this in and out on the same side, but it worked perfect for this car with the center exit exhaust. So this whole thing, Brian did a killer job fabbing that all up. It's all just kind of loose in there right now, but it's fun to see, fun to revisit. All the guys and Dave are excited to kind of refocus back on this car once we hit that Peterbilt deadline. And into the back room, Derek's room. 67 Lincoln Continental, doing various repairs on it. This thing's been here for a little while, and honestly too long. We got hung up waiting on some parts. These Lincolns are a little tricky to work on and find parts for. Today Brian got the new brake booster and the master cylinder installed, had to remake some lines to the proportioning valve because it's got disc brakes. We finished up some suspension stuff 2 weeks ago or so, and we're just about ready to get these folks going down the road, and so they can cruise it in Needham Claw this summer and have some fun with it. So just some mechanical stuff. They're considering doing a full build on it, so they kind of wanted us to gauge the condition of the car a little bit and at least get it to where they can drive it, enjoy it, see if they want to commit to a full build, which I think is a great idea. You really got to be in love with one of these cars to take it completely apart and build it. But cool car, fun to see in here. These big old boat, lots of technology in them from the day. It's pretty impressive. And then if you don't know, this is where Derek tries to make himself look busy and getting stuff done. We've got some custom line clamps going on. This is where all the pull style door handles are machined, some prototyping in the 3D printer, and various other parts. Here's a set of coil covers that just came off the machine today, actually. These are for a Gen 3 Coyote. They bolt on right over the factory valve cover, but allow you access still to all the coils without having to remove the whole cover. Maintain the factory wiring harness, factory fuel rails for the high pressure and the port injection side. Access to the oil fill through a little cap we do that we machine. So pretty trick little parts. We sold a bunch of these. This probably already happened, but we are loaded up for the Portland Roadster show. So we're taking the Charger out to its second show after the debut at SEMA. We're gonna bring our pull style door handles, a little display we built. So I'm really excited to see what the feedback is in person and get to see all the cars there. I've never been to the Portland Roadster show. It's an indoor show. It's all charity too, which I recently found out about after I signed up. So good for them folks for doing all that. Thanks for watching Shop Update number 15. I can hardly believe it. If you like this, like it. If you have a question, ask it. And check out our website, Instagram, everything else for all that's going on Sanders Street Runs. Big hand guy today. I feel like I'm just doing this all day. Like
real showman.
Yeah, I know.
This weekend.
Goodness.
These are our door handle.
I know.